breakfast. That's the reason I paused. My breakfast got ready just as I was starting to go live. And I had to pause again to take all my medicine and my vitamins. So that's what I was doing in that last bout while ago. Anyways, I'm gonna finish here with what Mr. What's his name here. Let me get my setup set here. Then we'll be ready to go. Kano. Okay, y'all. I'll get started here. I had to set all my Xboxes. I had to set all my Xboxes to HMDI. They were on automatic, and when it was picking automatic, it puts it on 480 on my TV.
There were too many.
And then I had to fix the sound too, because sound was 7.1 audio when you switch over to the HMDI. I noticed that when I was playing the game, I couldn't hear the guy talk, and I knew something was wrong. I couldn't hear him. Today is the 30th anniversary of Use Your Illusion. I'm pretty sure it's today. I believe it was the 16th. Right next door to hell. Why don't you write a letter to me? We're living right next door to hell. So many eyes are on me.
Nice bit of tucker.
Final round. Fight!
I got off them too early so I could go get the tape. I had my mama come get me.
Brutality.
That's one of the things they got mad at me about, because I would leave when I got tired of being there, when I got to high school. If I got tired, I just left. And then they tried to disciplinary me, and I just told them, well, you can just throw me out. That's what they did. They knew I didn't care. They would disciplinary me for my whole when they had jurisdiction over being late.
Night Wolf.
But I only lasted a couple more months in high school after this. In other words, I was only there to about going on December. They threw me out. Because I told them, I said, you can do whatever you want to do. They harassed me my whole junior high and high school. I just got tired of fooling with it. Then I homeschooled the rest of the time. I got tired of their bullshit.
Lost Hive of the Chitin.
Yeah, if I got tired and bored, I just went home. I call my mama to come get me. I tell her I'm sick.
Round 1. Fight.
You come get me. I was old enough to decide what I mean. I was already 16. In Georgia, by 16, they didn't have no legal jurisdiction over you anymore. At that time, I don't know how it is now. Right next door to hell. Why don't you write a letter to me? We're living right next door to hell. So many eyes are on me. We're right next door to hell.
Earthrealm will prevail.
Round 2. Fight.
Where am I going? Oh yeah, that wolf. The wolfie. Not wolf. Right next door to hell. Why don't you write a letter to me? Yeah, I homeschooled the rest of it. I was only out 1 week. I got bored. I always thought I didn't ever want to go to school. And then that 1 week, and then my mother, she had to do my sister that way because that bitch started in. That bitch that harassed me started on my sister. She took a really bad flu. It lasted her months. Kept getting it when she get a little better and come back.
Final
Well, that bitch was on her tail. Because she didn't get me, so she was going to get my sister. She threatened she's going to send me where they rape the little boys. She told me that in the hallway. I'm going to send you where they rape the little boys, she told me. She was evil. I got tired of putting up with their bullshit. But 1 week and I couldn't stand it, so I couldn't stand it, so I enrolled in the homeschool. I told my mama, I'm bored to death. I sat and played all the music I wanted to play, and tapes, and watched all the cartoons and movies I wanted to watch. In 1 week, and I was bored shitless. Yeah, she was a mean bitch, though. That woman was evil.
Spawn.
She was evil. Be of all, they go around parading her around like she's some Christian. They write articles about her in the paper. She was no Christian. If she wasn't a good one. She was an evil one. She was a Pharisee. That thing was mean to me. They tormented me. They threatened me and everything. I got tired of it. The only thing I was guilty of was being late and saying that when I was sick. Which most of the days I was sick. I didn't feel good. But there and then, I just went home. For the last 2 months. If I got bored, I went home. Put up with their garbage. But when you start threatening people, that's what Biden don't realize. When you start threatening people, that puts the drag in that most people. I mean, some people just go along with it. There's some people who say, fuck that. I'm one of them. You don't threaten me anything. I mean, them people were threatening to put me in homes where I'd get molested. And I still didn't back then. I told Rodney this the other day, it kind of ruined me when I was a kid. Because, see, I wasn't really what you call Christian. I wasn't raised in church. I'd watch it on TV. But I read my uncle's Bible. And I read that verse, and it was the best verse I ever read and the worst verse I ever read. Because it sparked me to be a rebellious little thing. And I never did fear men, no matter what they threatened. Well, they threatened all kinds of things. Arrest me with police. They're out to get me. Axl Rose was probably worst inspirators, influences. And I mixed him with my daddy and several other people. And I actually told that old vice principal that one time. That one that's on my picture in the 94 picture. Those are the same shirts I was getting back then. They'd up, you know. I'd have to get more of them. So it wasn't the same one, but it was like it. And I said, you see this logo here? He's saying, get me, but you won't catch me. That's what I told him. Oh, I'll get the police on you, he told me. I said, you'll have to. I said, you can't arrest me for being late. Well, we'll just see about that. I'll call the police next time you're late. I said, well, we'll see about that. Well, I was in suspension. I didn't ever see no police, but they did put me in that old suspension. And then they started taking me to court. And then they lost there because the judge liked my daddy. Oh, she loved him. She said, me and you come from different upbringings, Mr. Stone. You and me think a lot alike, especially about these scooters. That's what, she's a black lady. I'm going to let you off here, but you can't get in trouble no more. Or whatever they do, they'll just do it. That's what she said. She did let me off. They won't take me out of my home. And then when they didn't get me, they focused in on my sister. Like trash, like garbage. Just because I wouldn't obey. Because I wouldn't bend the knee. And I know I wasn't a Christian. I'm still not a good one. At least I do talk to them. I do pray to them. And when I mess up, go and pray to him again. That's what it's about. It's about relationship more than religion. I should be better, and I know it. And I need to hold myself to a better standard. And I need to grow up. I probably never will, but I need to.
Round 2. Fight!
But I wasn't back then, but that was the best verse I ever read and the worst verse I ever read. A little rebellious me to just be rebellious. And I mixed that with rock and roll. And my daddy, of course. My daddy, he was my favorite person when I was little. He'd take these big old people on. You know, the cowards never would come up to him. I loved it. And then I mixed them with Axl Rose and several other rock stars. Those were my influences. You know what I like about Rodney? He's a good inspiration. He shows you how to not take a knee and still be godly. I admire that too. Because see, I don't know any better. I don't know. What you see from me is what you get. What I watching him, he knows how to not bow and still be godly at the same time. I admire that. That's why I watch this show. He's the good influence, and several other people that I have as good influences. Then I had my bad influences. Of course, I know poor Axe help it either. That's what he comes from. His life was, I mean, when you look back at some of the things, he was in a worse situation than me, but he was being hounded. See, I come from a good home, really. I mean, my daddy, he was rough. Especially when I grew up. Boy, he was horrible when he grew up. Mean. When we was kids, he was semi-mean. I mean, he teased me about stuff he shouldn't have, like the devil, and tell me I was the devil's son. I should have said, well, you're basically calling yourself the devil. See, I was too young to think about that.
Sindel.
He didn't get really mean till his last, especially his last years, and we figure a lot of it might have been a sickness. That's what I figure anyway. I've excused it as probably was the issues he was dealing with. Because he died really fast after he was diagnosed with that cancer. I mean, my birthday ended going by the 7th. Was it the
Never
7th?
trust the Netherrealm.
He was going real quick.
Jared was too weak to save Adynia.
Round 1. Fight.
I wasn't even speaking to him much that last year. 'Cause every time we'd speak, we was. With the exception when I was setting the radio and stuff. His Grand Ole Opry and available. Axel had all those people harassing him, like police officers and stuff like that, and he had to run away. He didn't know no better either. That's why I'm enjoying seeing him happy for me. When I see him smiling, see, you don't, people, Elvis had a song called Walk a Mile in My Shoes. You need to walk a mile in people's shoes before you actually make your judgments towards them.
Round 2. Fight.
When I was a kid, most of it. I mean, my parents worked. We was at home a lot of times just watching television. My daddy, when he came in, he'd sleep. But sometimes he'd work 3 or 4 night shifts in a row. And then they would harass him at school, and he'd tell them. That's what they got mad about more than anything. He said, don't call me and harass me over that. He didn't really see what the big deal was. It was because of a train. It was more of a train. Our path was how you had to get to the school. There was a train, and a lot of times it would catch it. Now, I know it was me. I couldn't get up, but I had sleeping issues. I had insomnia back then. I've never got over that insomnia. This past July and August, those were terrible months. I mean, I was going 2 or 3 days without sleep. That was nice. August was bad too. She beat me. They don't pay to threaten me. 'Cause I don't take threats kindly. Indeed, I rebel.
Liu Kang.
I always rebelled when people started threatening me.
Noob Saibot.
I'll probably get my butt kicked. So I don't do too well with Blue. But I'm gonna try him anyway.
Fires drive shadows away.
Round 1. Fight.
The problem is I know better now, but yet I can't quit for whatever reason, especially when I get mad. When I get mad, it's all out. It's all off and on like donkey kong. And here they come. And then later I'm thinking, Lord, I shouldn't have done that. Not that I'm unrepentant, it's in the moment, and then I mess up, and then later it's when it hits me. Now when I'm deliberately singing those rock songs, that's probably considered deliberate.
Round 2. Fight!
You're tense. I'm calm.
But I ain't never gonna apologize for not being a knee bender. Never. Because I don't have to. First of all, we live in a country where you didn't have to bend a knee. People only bend a knee at their own choice. They don't have to. Some people ain't in charge of you. They're not in charge. They want to be. They dream to be kings.
Liu Kang wins.
They dream to be tyrants, and that they want to be, but they're not, according to our Constitution. And the forefighters, they could have put anything in there. Like, say, if they wanted to cover sicknesses, they could have. They didn't. They had their sicknesses at the time. They had their plagues. They didn't put nothing in there about plagues and sicknesses. I'm sorry, they didn't. And they could have. It didn't fit the way you were supposed to have it. You had a legal obligation to vote that government out. Now they're not even letting you vote.
Round 1. Fight.
There's other means too that I don't want to discuss. They maybe might get called some bad names. I don't really care what you say. We're on platforms that aren't so friendly to that type of speech. Actually, got the red coat. I don't guess it matters. He was the one that I would fight with. But I'm always going to rebel against tyrants, and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that it was installed in me by the Bible even before I considered myself a Christian. And rock and roll, of course. But you know, I found out rock and roll, the only thing they care about rebelling against, really, is God. And I'm the opposite. I don't care about that. It's man I want to rebel against. I look at some of the things God forbids and stuff, and I'm thinking, well, if you really think about all that stuff He didn't want you doing, it's bad for you. Like even having an old foul mouth is bad for you. You get all kinds of... You're always looked at as some kind of outcast. You never fit in anywhere, and you're always treated like crap. They look down on you and don't want you around. Even that has its problems. Looking at drugs and alcohol, look what it does to people. It ruins lives. All that stuff He told you to stay away from. A lot of them sexual behaviors will leave you with all kinds of STDs. I mean, when you think about some of the things that He didn't want you doing, it was for your own good. The statue. Finish him. Yeah, I lost. A lot of that stuff He forbids basically was bad for you. It's just His human nature always wants to gravitate towards stuff that's not good for you. I'm not religious, but I do. But it was first that got going. Was you remember when he's before Pilate? And he tells him the only power you got is the power that's given you from above. That was another one of my favorite verses as a kid.
Arcana.
Let's see how I do a jokey. Oh, jokey wokey.
Lost
Oh,
time
jokey
for the
wokey. Let's see how we do.
team.
I may get off in a few minutes. Between this and I know I didn't play much early.
Round 1. Fight!
I can't hardly get the speed to work. That's my biggest problem.
Round 2.
You know, like when they run. I try. I'm not good at that. There we go, I got it. I was trying. I'm gonna do a little bit of The Last of Us 2 tonight if I get the opportunity. I was gonna do it last night and I got sleepy and then I couldn't go to sleep. After I got sleepy, I couldn't go to sleep. Indeed, I struggled to go to sleep this morning. I kept waking up.
Final round. Fight.
I'll save the day.
He's gonna win if I'm not careful.
Blast them. I'll save the day.
Finish her!
There we go. I got her, thank God.
The Joker wins.
And I'm gonna get off for a bit. I'll be back in a little bit, hopefully. I've got to take my shower because I didn't ever take it last night. I took it late the other night, 4 a.m. So I just held off and decided to take it when I wake up. So I've got breakfast. And I'll see y'all later sometime. I don't know what I'll play. I've got a bunch in front up at the moment. I've got to unhook one here though because it's in my way. But I could always move through 2 and 3. So I'll see y'all later.